Welcome back to VTU e-Shikshana program on computer aided engineering drawing. We are starting second module. In this module we are going to study projection of solids. Solids includes triangular prism, rectangular prism, square prism, pentagonal prism and hexagonal prism. That includes the cone and cylinders. So in addition there will be any specific problems we will work out. So now let us consider solids. Say we have a simple solid, say square prism. I have two top and bottom surfaces and lateral surface. This is called top face and this one is base and this is lateral surface. So whenever you construct this for prism, most of the time it will be of simple item and single color also. Purposefully have made this as base dark color and top face light color, and also lateral surface normally it is white color, just for demonstration and explanation purpose. So this is particularly referred to as longer edges. These edges are referred to as longer edges. I have made it in blue color. And top face edges, these are called top face edges. 1, 2, 3, 4 for square, 5 for pentagon, 6 for hexagon. And these are also called as top face edges. Same type of edges are available here. It is base edges. Suppose if you keep this as the base, this becomes base edge. If you do it again, this becomes base. Okay, that you know. And we have always the axis reference. Axis means for this solid, center of the base and center of the top face. Imaginary line joining the center of the top face and base is referred to as axis. Whenever you get problem on solids to complete projection, you may get reference number of times. Axis inclined at some degree to HP, axis inclined at some degree to EP. That means axis refers to this line joining top center and base center. So this is about the square prism. Let me have simple solid again. Rectangular prism. It has got longer edge, base edge for the base itself, and also say we have top face, and also we have longer edges, and there are two larger lateral surfaces, 1 and 2, and these are smaller lateral surfaces. This is referred to as top face and base. Okay, if I say the solid rests with one of its smaller base edge on HP, like this. This is the smaller base edge. You must keep it on HP. Suppose that if he says longer base edge on HP, you must keep it like this. First position, second position. It is similar to laminar problem. So almost laminar concept is going to utilize here majority of the time. Now we have pentagon, triangle, etc. Odd number of sides. This is pentagon. We have longer sides and also top face sides, base sides. So as I told you earlier, for explanation purpose I have kept this dark and this light. Okay, now the reference is, if the question says it rests with one of its base corner, this one, and if it rests with its base edge, like this. So we have the base edge reference and base corner reference for inclination purpose. They may give axis reference or some lateral surface. Now I have hexagon, same type, top face, base. It has got 6 base edges and also 6 face edges, and also axis, as I told you earlier, the line, imagine the line joining top face and base center. These are all longer edges. Now I have typical solid pyramid. It's a simple pyramid. Base square, and these are all lateral edges, lateral faces. It's also in a standard position. These are all having some slope. That is why it is called slant face or a triangular face. In case of prisms, we say it is rectangular face. Here this is referred to as a triangular face. So it ends with an apex and line joining all corners of the base. Apex and line joining the corners of the base is referred to as lateral faces, and these are referred to as the slant edges and base surface and corresponding base edges. Again, the apex or vertex and the center of the base line joining, those two are referred to as axis of the pyramid. Now I have some figures here, and this is referred to as the top view of the solids of triangular prism, square prism, pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism, and the rectangular prism. So very similar to the laminae, naming should take place. Here left extreme nearest corner and then visible, then not visible. Now I will take the triangular prism and explain this particular position. So the solid resting with its base on HP. Always I refer in future base, dark side of the sides and also surface referred to as base. Okay, for our reference. Now the light color refers to top face, and naturally the surrounding lateral surface will be white only and surrounded by the blue color longer edges. Now this particular position is referred to as a rectangular face is perpendicular to VP, or one of the base edges is perpendicular to VP. Okay. Now the problems on this solids, particularly triangular solids, they may give like this. A triangular prism has a base edge on HP and axis inclined at some degree to VP. HP. First position, second position. The solid has a base edge on HP. The axis of the solid is inclined at some degree to HP. Or they may say, they may refer this particular reference, that is the rectangular face containing the base edge on HP is inclined at some degree to HP. It is very similar to the axis. See, axis and this surface are parallel. Now if it gets 45 degree, the axis also assumes 45 degree and vice versa. That is one item. Next item is this, the corner on HP. So that is different position. We will discuss in the later stages. Now this one. Now in this case, the front top view is, you have to start from top view because true shape is available in top view only. In front view it is only rectangle apparent shapes. So unless this type you have the rectangle of true shape, whenever the base edge is parallel to VP and this rectangular surface is itself is parallel to VP, definitely this is true shape. But as such, for all prisms we need cross section true shape. Cross section true shape we will get only when the axis perpendicular to HP. Have this in mind. Whenever the axis of the prism or pyramid perpendicular to HP, then you get the true shape of the cross section. Root of the cross section is the triangle, that is nothing but top face or base, anything. Now let me start from this. What about the top view is this. Now where to start top view? Naming should be done like this. A, this is B, this one is C. See here I am here, this is left extreme nearest corner, you have to start from this A, B, C. Okay, this is top face corners. What about base corners? If you look from top, base corners exactly coincide with top face corners. As such, base surface is exactly coincide with surface. Base is not visible since it is on HP. Now this is A, B, C. This is A1, B1, C1. Now let me keep that in bracket. A1, B1, C1. This is how you name the top view of the solid, particularly triangular prism, when the rectangular face, one of the rectangular face or lateral face is perpendicular to VP and base on HP. Okay, so this is top face corners A, B, C available, visible, and then the base corners available but not visible. Okay, at the same time you cannot see the base. If you look from, assume that this is top view for you, this light color top face is visible, the dark color base is not visible. Similarly in this case, top face is visible. Yeah. Now there is one more criteria here, that is axis reference. Axis reference is very important. I will take it afterwards. Now the projection of the same in front view is available. That is actually the apparent shape. In this case, it is apparent shape of the one of the lateral face. Totally, this particular rectangle will be the front view. All other items are coinciding with the available one, that is front surface. Now, how to get it? Just project this. Assume that I am projecting the base surface first on the HP, and assuming the given height, I will take up this to a particular height, that is axis height or the height of the solid. Now, this particular line represents the top face of the solid, and this is base of the solid. Now, here you can say A1 dash, B1 dash. If you look from A1 dash, B1 dash available and visible, and the corner which is just behind B1, B is not visible, that is C1 dash. Okay. So, suppose that this is the object we have, this is A, B, C. A is visible, B is visible, C is not visible, but it is coinciding with B. Okay. This you know in laminate problem. Now, let me name this as A dash, B dash, C dash. So, this is how you can draw projection of a solid. You have to dark this portion. So, this is to be darkened. Suppose that this is the final position of the solid. You must dark this. So, identify the axis now. Even in top view, you have to dark. Assume that I have drawn light lines to start with, to draw dark lines. Okay. Now, how to get the axis? Axis is the line joining top center and base center. Top center is actually the center is available by drawing two medians. Here it's easy. Always you prefer by default horizontal line through that corner. Again, any one median. Okay. Now this gets you O1. That is top center is O, base center is O1. Or you can refer OA, OB. OT and OB, that is center of top face and center of base. Now project that also. But since it's imaginary, we have a particular convention for that, axis convention. This is a thick continuous line. For the required lines we have drawn, and then this is axis reference. I will tell you about remaining two now. This is axis reference. Normally in computer we use 0.25 to 0.35. So this is O dash, this is O1 dash. This must be drawn by obtaining the center of the laminate, not the mid portion of this. Okay, please have that in mind. Okay, that is true in case of hexagon and square, not in case of pentagon and the triangle. Now it is biased towards right in this case. This is O1 center, axis reference, and these are required thick lines, and here no hidden lines is shown here because CC1 is coinciding with B1. In future you will get that. Now order of reference is thick visible line first, and then hidden line next. That situation we don't have, it is exactly coinciding, and this is axis, and continuous thin line is for construction purpose. See, these are all construction purpose lines. These are the lines we use in majority of the cases. You know that in laminae also. Next, let me come to the square prism. A, B, C, D top face, A1, B1, C1, D1. I will keep this on ground with its base. Now, the two lateral faces are perpendicular to VP, or one of the lateral faces is perpendicular to VP, one of the same, or one of the base edges perpendicular to VP, or one of the base edges parallel to VP. Here it is coinciding two parallel sides those two sides are parallel to VP. Two parallel sides again perpendicular to VP. If they say perpendicular parallels, one and the same. Okay. Now, A, B, C, D are visible in top view. This is A again. I stress this point, the left extreme nearest corner from this direction. This is B, this is C, this is D. Now, this is the top view. How to find the center? First, identify the diagonals. This is O1, top center, base center. As usual, you project these edges. Project these edges so that you get the front view till the height. Assume that height is maintained. Say this is around 40 and this is 70. Let me keep the axis same for all the solids, and this varies. Okay. Now say this is 35 and height remains same. Now this is A dash, B dash. If you look from this top surface, visible points A, B, A dash, B dash. A1, B1 are visible down. That is base side. Remaining C1, D1 of the base and CD of top face are not visible from the front view. So this is C1 dash, D1 dash. Similarly, this is C dash, D dash. So this is how you draw projection of a square prism with the axis reference, dark, all this. Okay. Now project the center, exactly mid portion of the solid. This is going to make the mid portion of the bay. So this is O1 dash, this is O dash. This is how you can draw projection of square prism. Similarly, pentagon, I have the top face and base. It is actually having one of the rectangular face perpendicular to VP, or one of the base edges perpendicular to VP. So what about other sides? Let us not worry about that. If he says one of the base edges perpendicular, you keep it accordingly, you will get. Now naming A, B, C, D, E. First to be identified is marking A. Nearest left corner is this. B, C, D, E. Again, this is A, B, C, D, E. A lot of advantages in keeping this. Without that also you can do it, but you should not get confused with the misnaming. Okay. Now, having these points named, how to identify the center? Normally for all solids, center must be identified. Perpendicular bisectors. Draw by default one perpendicular bisector always parallel to XY line. It's better, one of the perpendicular bisectors. And this one, any one you take midpoint and then draw. Then this becomes the projection should be identified for all the corners. Let me assume same height. In case of computer, you can directly use the 0.5 thickness and draw. Now let me name A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash visible points from this left extreme nearest corner. Then E1 dash, D1 dash not visible, C1 dash. Still we haven't got the opportunity to mark this. Okay. I don't think I will get the opportunity to do that. I will take the different one. Okay. Now, take this top view, front view, dark as usual. These are the ways complete the front view, top view. Name it. This is A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash. This is how name it. Now draw the projection. Till this point, continuous thick line only, thin line. Then you start with axis. Axis may cross the solid height. No problem. Now here this is O dash, O1 dash. Okay. Next comes this. Here this is A, B, C, D, E, F. Naming is over. Then draw two diagonals. Two diagonals. That's enough. One always prefer to have horizontal line. Then this is O1. O1. Next comes the projection of the all corners onto the HP. That is, base is on HP. A dash, B dash, C dash has with suffix 1 all the time. Visible. All four corners are visible. Okay. See, here we have dark line. A, B, C, D all are visible. Again A1, B1, C1, A, B, C, D. The remaining two are not visible. That will be in bracket. So this is E1 dash, F1 dash. Fix the height. So this is A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, F dash, E dash, F dash, and you have to dark the front view and also axis. This is O, O1, O dash, O1 dash. So you have to dark the front view. Next comes the rectangle. Here, as I said, the positions may be this: longer sides perpendicular to VP or smaller side or shorter sides perpendicular. Here, shorter sides are perpendicular to VP. So naturally, the two shorter sides perpendicular to XY line. Now naming A, B, C, D. Okay, as usual, two diagonals. Identify this. This should be very light because for construction purpose only we are not doing edges. Okay. Then no edges available there. It is only the construction purpose. Okay. Now this is A dash, B dash, C dash, this is D dash, A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, D1 dash. So naturally the axis reference O dash, O1 dash. So this is how you get the print view. Assume that we have drawn dark lines for that. Now when you get this type of opportunity, so when you don't have anything in front, for example, triangle, let me take a simple triangular prism. Let me take like this. One of the base edge is parallel to VP and towards observer. Then this is the top face base. You can see AA1, BB1, CC1. But in this case, you can see AA1, BB1, not CC1. It's just behind and midway between the two edges. So let me draw that and discuss. Okay. So this is how you get. This is A. Assume that this is top view of the prism with one of the lateral face parallel to VP and away from the VP or nearer to the observer. So you can see the true shape of the lateral face which is nearer to you is exactly parallel. Okay. Now AA1 is visible, BB1 is visible, CC1 is not visible. So how to identify this? See, take the projections as usual. Initially you make it light, then try to dark this with a suitable line. Assume that I have drawn light line initially, then how to dark this? See, first A1 is visible, A dash, A1 dash. This is B dash, B1 dash. These two are visible from this direction. Now dark that first. Then invisible edges. The only one available invisible edges CC1. Okay. Now draw dotted line for that. Draw dotted line. This is also referred to as hidden line. Exactly, you get midway. Now, what about axis reference? So in all these cases, I have drawn axis. Fine. This is also axis. Axis is there. Axis is there. This is there, and here also axis. Here I don't have scope to draw axis because order of reference is first visible line, thick line, visible thick line. Next invisible hidden line. Next axis. In that case, you never get axis reference here. First visible for thick line, invisible thick line, then this is hidden line, next axis. So there is no scope for axis. Just you can mark O1 along with CC1. C dash in bracket, C1 dash. If you are interested, you can keep O dash, O1 dash. Don't keep bracket. Okay, that is only imaginary line, no actual edge. So here this is how you try to name the solid corners and sides and also draw the projection in simple positions. Okay, I will explain the same how you do that on computer software. So let me take exclusively triangular prism and explain concept of visibility. Whatever I did on the whiteboard, same thing I will take, but I have taken different shapes of prisms. But here I take an individual shape and let you familiarize with the various edges to be visible or invisible, etc. and along with the axis. So I have here first the position of the solid with one of the base edge or one of the rectangular face perpendicular to VP and left side. I have done that in the previous case, right side. Here I have taken left side. Now, what about this? The thing is, the availability of the position is very simple. Here you just observe. This is AA1. This is AA1 visible. Okay, as per our discussion, AA1 is visible. BB1 is visible. Okay, but CC1 is coinciding with AA1. So what you do is you dark that, you select, and I have made all are light, thin line. Now let us make either thick line or dotted line here. So you select this and make dark. Purposefully I take little bit more thickness so that you can, actually it must be 0.5, I will take this 1 for understanding purpose. Okay. So this is to be darkened. Next, what about this? This is axis. So you go to axis line and then select the type of, this one is third one in this case. So axis thickness is around 0.2, 0.3. Let me take 0.35, no problem. Now see, this is axis. Then what about the top face and base? Once you look at the object, you will get a line reference. So you take these two. Normally you forget to dark these. Okay, take this, select this, and then make that dark. Okay, so actually if you do like this, the entire XY line you will select unless you draw one more line, that is line joining A1 B1. Now let me do that first. Okay, so what happens in case of regular problems also, we directly you can take, we take XY line as a reference and then forget. So you take this also and do it. So purposefully I am taking little more thickness so that you can understand better. So take this, and before that let me change the thickness, and end of the line you stop. Here also you do the same. Now this is how you complete the top view and front view. So this is axis and this. Now let me take up this. So all are, see, A1 is visible, BB1 is visible, CC1 is visible, and also top face is completely dark and base is also dark, visible. Okay, that surfaces are represented by lines there. So now select completely all items. If you want to select completely, you can, I hope you can do this job. And then see that this is okay, one by one let me take. Again same thing, let us complete this, then draw one more line. Take 70 is enough. Okay, now I have taken this, then this one is pending. Let me draw that also. So this is how you dark. There is no scope for hidden line, axis, etc. There are three major items. One is visible line, invisible line, and axis. So there is no scope for axis or hidden line here. Now let us come to this point. The last one which I explained earlier is this. Now A1 is visible, BB1 is visible, not CC1. So you directly take these two. Take these two and dark it. Continuous thick line, visible line. Normally it is black. Let me take 0.7, it's enough. Okay, these two are dark. And top and bottom, again this one is dark. Now this is, if I select, I will get this axis, base, I have to dark. Take this, draw. Now what about this? This particular item is referred to as the hidden line. CC1 is not visible, so it must be hidden line. You take the type of the line, hidden line, and then the thickness is as you fix it for the other visible lines. Thickness is same. Type again it is asking hidden line. Now take this and draw. Select this. Type of line is hidden line. I will repeat. Then the thickness is around 70.7 I am taking. Then this. Then see. This is how you get. This type of line you get. This is not visible. Okay. Now what about this? This is having one of the base edge parallel to VP and away from it, or near corner nearer to the VP, base corner, or the longer edge is nearer to VP. Here one of the base side is inclined at 45 degree to VP. Okay, in that case you will get this pattern. So how to drop the projections? See, A1 is visible, BB1 is visible, CC1 is not visible. Okay, CC1 is not visible. This one is axis line. We have scope for all type of lines. Okay, now this is the best sample for us. Now take these two, A1 and BB1 are visible, dark lines. Thickness is, let me take 0.7 for demonstration purpose, and this is thick line. Yes, see, you can see these two are dark. Now this one is axis, this is hidden line. Okay, take this hidden line reference, hidden line, and thickness is 0.7. This is for regular problems you should take 0.5. Now again change it. See, I have this. Again bottom and top. This is the top face, this is base. Now take this line command and draw dark line for this. Always it is a continuous visible line. Okay. Now this is again the line which is to be placed. Yes. Now what about this? This is axis. Okay, axis, take, select axis. Now go to the line type, axis, third one. Then this is 0.35 or 0.25. Type again axis. See, you get this continuous line, dot, continuous lines, hyphen, hyphen, continuous line. So this is representing axis. So here this is O1, as usual this is A dash, this is B dash, this is C dash. Okay. A dash, this is B dash, be careful naming, this is in bracket C dash because it's not visible, just like your laminate problem. Okay. Invisible point you should corner, you should take it as. Next comes O. It is something like projecting two laminae which are parallel to each other in case of prisms. Okay. Now O1, this is A1 dash, A1 dash, B1 dash, extreme right corner is B1 dash, and hidden one is C1 dash in bracket. Finally O1 dash. This is how you name the points, corners of the prism. Okay. Now this is the inside these shapes we have only construction lines. Okay. So similarly you can go for any other type of solids. I have some examples here. You see the square. So what about A1, BB1 visible, but CC1 and DD1 exactly coinciding with A1, B1. So select these two and make this dark. Make this dark. Okay. Then comes the center line, that is axis line. There is nothing in front, whether the edge or corner. So no corner, no edge, nothing, means it is free. Now you have to take that as the axis reference. So third one, 0.35, 0.25. Anything works for you. So this one should be identified. So style I have selected. This one is 0.35, fine. This one is, yeah. Now it has become, see, axis reference. All the time you see that the top and base should be drawn dark lines. So this is normally we take XY line as reference and don't complete. So you should draw dark line for this. It is the usual thing we forget. Should dark this also. You redraw once again, otherwise you modify, that's all. Now again I always prefer this for all problems. I keep it because all the time it is visible, top face and base. Yeah, top face and base always visible. Now What about this lateral face, lateral edges? So here I have the A1 visible, BB1 visible, CC1 visible, but DD1 is exactly coinciding with BB1. There is no scope for neither the axis nor the hidden line. Okay, so it is all visible line. Select all lines. Select all lines, all the 3 lines, and go for thick line, thick continuous line. Yes. So this is how we complete. Now we have the one of the rectangular face or lateral face inclined at some 30° to VP. So in that case I get scope for all the type of lines. That's why I have made this like a triangle which is inclined at 45°. I got chance to mark all. So here also same thing. I always prefer to have this. Okay. Now A1 is visible, BB1 is visible, CC1 is visible, DD1 is not visible, but it is separate. You must mark dotted line. And here axis, one more. So take these first 3, I mean the 3 which are visible, BB1, you must select carefully and make it dark line 0.7 and then thick line. Okay, now it has come. Now what about this DD1? DD1 is to be identified as dotted line. So type of line is dotted line, second one, and here it is 0.7. Again select here dotted line. Yes, you got dotted line. See. What about this? This is actually axis. So there is scope for all the type of lines here because O1 is nothing is hindering it to come. So nothing is in front or behind. So just in front of that, if you have anything like this, then you never get chance to mark axis. Or even behind, hidden edge, no chance to mark axis. Here it is free. Definitely take this axis, third one, and again do this. Okay, 0.35. Okay, because it is imaginary one. Okay. Now this is how you can complete the visibility concept. It's called visibility concept. As usual, you have to draw top view wherever necessary. Now, very interestingly, I have the pentagon. You know, A1 is visible and E1 is coinciding with that. BB1 is visible, again DD1 is. You see that whenever this condition is there, B and D should coincide with a line. Otherwise, it is wrong. Okay. So, suppose that B and D, if you join, in this case, if one of the base edge is perpendicular to VP, you must get this condition all the time. It's a fact. So if not, if you get 2 lines, then wrong. Okay, be careful. And here this is visible and this also visible. Only axis scope is there because this is biased towards left. Okay, that is the characteristic feature of pentagon. Okay, we have away from the sides. Now here also we have visible, A1 is visible, CC1 is visible, BB1 is visible. No question of axis reference because its visible surface edges is there, and E and D are not visible. So if you come to this point, A, B, C, D all are visible, all edges are visible, A1, BB1, CC1, but E1 is not visible. There is no scope for axis. But here I have the scope for all items. Now I will attend to it. Now A1 is visible and BB1 is visible. BB1 is visible. Then CC1 is visible. Very close by, DD1 is also visible, but E1 is not. Only one longer edge is not visible in this particular case, that is E1. Things are there here for hexagon and also rectangle. All these things you can work out. But let me come to this point. It's very interesting. Suppose that if you have a cylinder, what is top view? Top view is a circle. Now if you, this is the only position for cylinder is placed on ground with its base, fine. There is no question of dividing that into n equal imaginary points. But if there is further inclination and all, definitely you have to go for it. For that, what you have to do is you have to assume generators. Now let me assume 8 generators here. You can go for 12 also. If it is more than 60 or 50, better go for 12. Otherwise, it will restrict to 8 only. You know how to create this. You take the circular pattern and array. You can do it and project it. Now, what are the lines should be drawn dark and light? There are imaginary lines. Imaginary like construction lines only you can use. Now, you construction line, axis, construction line. Preference is axis, not the construction line. As per the 4 preferences I have given earlier. See, here I have given 4 preferences. Visible line, then invisible line, then axis, then construction line or thin line. Now, in this case, particularly, okay, sorry. Yeah, in this case, here axis you have to keep, not the thin line. Now, select the line here and mark this axis. Line type is axis, thickness 0.35. That is common. There is no change in thickness for the axis. Now select, I think here I have to select. Both sides you have to select. Yeah. Yes. See, it has come axis line. Now thick line, thin line you have to select. Style, point thin line. End of the line. See, I think there may be some problem here. I will show you. I will zoom it and show you. In hurry, if you do it, always you prefer to have end of the line. See, here there is a neighbor point. This is no man's land. I have taken, but now let me rectify it now. Delete. These simple problems. Okay, but if it is inclined, then it's a big problem. You cannot, you will get change of angle and other things. Now you see that it is end of the line. Then proceed. Okay, yeah, then proceed. End of the line. Yes. Then what should be drawn dark? Okay. So in this case, this is, say, always assume that HVP XY line and all is intact. XY. Okay. Now, what are the lines should be drawn dark? See, this select the outermost line. The extreme generators first should select extreme generators and also top line and base line. Okay. So, make dark. I think first this one is enough. Yeah. See, it has come. Now, let it retain these two. The imaginary generators. Say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 5, 5, 1 are visible. And this is 3, 3, 1 is not at all in the list because of axis predominance, priority for axis. And backside also we have 7, 7, 1, no. But name it actually. And these two. And top face and base should be drawn dark. See. Select this 0.7. Next comes this. Yes. Now we have the top face also, top view also must be drawn dark. So always see that as per the requirement, you take this. Yes. Now axis, generators, extreme two generators, top face and base dark. What about this? I kept blank purposefully. Now take this again, the end generator. These are called end generators in a particular position and projection. And this is the top view of the cone. We have apex here. So I always prefer to name the, for all practical purpose and also to avoid confusion in future, top face center is O, then base center is O1 in this case for all cylinders and prisms. Okay, and here this is VO, vertex, just to differentiate between the apex and the center of the top face. I always keep VO. I will tell you in later stages why I always prefer to take this as VO, V dash O dash. Okay, I will give an example and then do it. Now start working with this. Select these two, and this one I think I have made this line dark. So dark line, yes, there. Only you have to change the value. That's all. But what about this 1, 2 and 8, this one and this line? So let me take this as thin line generator. Yeah, sometimes it happens. So this is wrong. Actually, this is wrong. When I have taken neighbor point. So it's better. Check twice. Here we have to take carefully. These two must be drawn very thin. That is 0.13. And also you select end of the line. Select end of the line. Okay, what about this midline? Midline actually refers to 3V and 7V, but there 3V is visible, 7V is not visible. Still, this is construction lines, you must give preference to the axis. So axis must be identified there. So similar to this cylinder. So take, I have not named in fact, so you try to understand. This is actually the axis type 0.25 or 0.35 and type is axis. Yes, see, axis has come. So let me conclude. For all the hidden lines, dotted lines, references should be there, and for all visible lines, continuous thick line of 0.5 in your case, and preference must be given to the visible line, then invisible line, then axis, then construction line or generators. So we will work out the regular problems in the next session.